The big goal for this year is to get my Project Model RomCom. I want to get a completed second draft of that finished. I have been doing pretty decently with this. I do need to do some, I wouldn't say massive rewrites. This book has kind of spiraled out of control. I was pretty much able to finish re-outlining my entire book. It's time. Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Meredith E. Phillips. I'm a writer, reader, and bunny mama, and today is a great day. Today I'm going to be starting draft 2 of Project Model RomCom. I'm so excited! If you missed last week's vlog, I finally finished the re-outline and reimagining of this story, and today I'm going to start redrafting basically the entire book. There are a few scenes from my original first draft that I do plan to keep, or at least keep most of, but I am planning to rewrite the vast majority of the book. My goal for this second draft is to finish by the end of August. That's about a month and a half from now. Whew. It's doable. It is doable, but I have to work hard to get there. So today's gonna be day 1 of that working hard thing. I am gonna try to do my sort of all-day writing. If you want a little more detail on what exactly I'm planning to do in order to achieve that goal, you can check out this past Tuesday's video where I'm discussing my old writing routine, my new-ish writing routine, and sort of how I'm planning out these next several weeks as I try to finish this second draft by the end of August. I will say I'm not exactly in a writing headspace at the moment. Yesterday was a little traumatic. I walked into our laundry room to do some laundry and saw this on the wall.
No! God, please, no! No!
Why? Why? That thing had to have been like this big. It was enormous. I was by myself. I had to spray it, but I was terrified that when I sprayed it, it was going to fly at me. Because when God was making roaches, he was like, how could I make this disgusting creature even worse? I know, let's give it wings. Finally, I was standing there for literally minutes, like trying to get my courage up to spray this nasty thing. Ugh, text is why you do this though. God, they're so nasty. So I sprayed it and immediately like jumped back. I was so far away. The spray like barely misted it, but it did hit it, and the thing started crawling down the wall. When I tell you this thing was large, it was so big that as it was crawling down the wall, I could hear its little footsteps on the wall, like down the wall. It comes all the way down the wall, and I thought it was gonna go into our recycling bin and like hide in there. And so I was like, okay, if it like stops, then I can spray it again. But no, instead it started coming across the floor toward me. I straight up panicked and slammed the door closed behind me, screaming at very loud decibels. As I waited to see if it would crawl under the door, I could hear this like scuffling noise. So I don't know if it went under the washer and like died under there. I finally was like, you gotta open the door again and see if it's dead. I don't know where it went, which is maybe the most horrific thing that's ever happened in my life. I was spraying like all underneath the washer. I was spraying behind the washer. I just hope it's dead. I hope it's dead. I've been like looking everywhere as I go into rooms like, oh, is it on the wall? Absolutely horrific. I was like looking up immigration policy for Iceland. Please, if anyone knows anything about Iceland, how I could move there, let me know. If you have connections, I'd like to talk. So anyway, yesterday was kind of a fail of a day because I was like, I'm gonna do laundry and like clean the kitchen and like do all this stuff. And then that happened and I was like, I can't go anywhere near that area of the house because it might attack me. So I was like back here in my office like all day. I was doing some video editing and stuff. I did get some stuff done, and I was hoping to use some of yesterday to sort of like review my notes and like get in that writing headspace so that I could hit the ground running today. And I'm just still like, ugh, from yesterday. So we're gonna go ahead and get going though, because it's almost 10 o'clock in the morning and I want to like get this party started. Let's go. I'm gonna pull up my notes, my outline, all the things, and see how far I can get today. Okay, I need to invest in one of those keyboard wrist rest things because I don't know if you noticed this. I notice this all the time while I'm editing these videos, but the red mark on this freaking wrist, this one's fine. This one is like, I notice it all the time. Now you're going to notice it because I'm pointing it out. But I notice it all the time when I'm editing, and anytime I'm doing this, I'm like, oh my gosh, your arm looks ridiculous. This is the hand that's moving on the desk like all the time. All right, so I've got my notes pulled up over here and my outline. What am I going to do first? This is going to be draft 2. Project. Good job. Project Model RomCom. Okay, and I get to change the little icon on it. What should I make the icon? These are the important questions to ask yourself. Ooh, I can make it I don't know. This is probably the most important decision I'm gonna make today when it comes to this book, is what icon to use for the draft in Scrivener. Okay, so in Scrivener, I've got now 3 windows open, or 3 sections open. You can do the split screen, and that'll let you have 2 separate sections of your document showing. But if you need something else also showing, you can click on whatever that subsection is and just hit the space bar, and it pops up a completely separate window with that document's text. So I've got the document for the new draft. I've got the scene list, which has all my notes about the scene structures and all that kind of thing. And then I have this separate window open with the original draft in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to write scene 1. Again, this is one of the scenes that I really do like how I started the book in the original draft. So there are quite a few pieces from that first draft that I do plan to use again in the second draft. I'm gonna go through the first draft, pull out the pieces that I like and want to keep, and then sort of fill in the rest around that. So let's go. It's been about 2 hours and I've only gotten about 1,000 words. I did take a little bit of a break to grab some food, maybe a half-hour break, but I've been doing a lot of jumping back and forth between what I'm currently writing, the original draft, and then the scene outline stuff I was doing. So I'm not just like sitting and typing. I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit. And, you know, also I haven't really done drafting style work since November when I was writing the book for NaNoWriMo. So it's been a minute. It's taking me a while to kind of get into the rhythm of that kind of writing work again, but it's going well. I like how this chapter is shaping up so far. Hilariously though, I do notice that I'm still doing some of my same sort of habits, I think. And you know, this is a second draft. It's not a final draft. I'm not going into this thinking like, oh, this has to be like the perfect draft or something like that. It's not gonna be that. I'm definitely gonna have to do revisions after this. But one of my, I feel like the hallmark of my first drafts tends to be that I describe almost nothing. Nobody has descriptions. The setting is not described at all. And you know, I don't love huge amounts of descriptive sections. Like, to me as a reader, that's usually boring. I don't tend to put it in my writing, but you do need some. I do need to describe the setting a little bit to give people a sense of where they are, you know. I'm not like super concerned about it. I just realized after I got, 1,000 words in, I kind of went back and was reviewing it real quick, and I was like, oh, you're doing the same thing you always do. You just jump right into the action, which I guess is good. I mean, you don't want to start a book with some rambly paragraphs on paragraphs describing the characters and the setting and their hopes and dreams. Like, you don't want to do it like super direct like that, So anyway, it's going well. I still, it's only noon at the moment, so I still got several hours to go. I think what I'm going to aim for is 2,000 words for today at least. And then I'm hoping I can do 2,000 words a day going forward, or at least for a little bit of time. I know I can't do that like every single day for like 40 days or something, but 2,000 words a day would get me a good chunk done. That's what we'll aim for the next little while. I'm over here trying to think of the word I want in this sentence, and instead of thinking of the correct word, I made up a word. So my sentence read, she didn't want anyone infringing on anyone else's space or responsibilities. Infringing. I meant infringing, which Scrivener was very helpful to point out. Do you do that where you are like, what's that word? And you like completely botch it for some reason? I'm cringing. It certainly was cringeworthy. Okay, back to it. Okay, so I'm finding that I'm going back more than I normally would writing a draft. Usually when I'm first drafting, I am just straight writing whatever is coming to mind that matches my outline, and I don't ever typically go back and reread stuff and then like do little insertions or add little bits or change things. Like, I do not do that. I will go back and reread what I've written if it's like the next day and I need to like, you know, get back into the flow of whatever scene I was writing. But I almost never will go back and change stuff as I'm working through the draft. If I see a really obvious typo, maybe, but other than that, like, I'm not changing anything, and I'm taking a really long time. I'm almost at 1,500 words. It's 1:15. I feel like I'm going slowly, but I'm also going back and adding things in a way that I normally would not do in a regular kind of first draft. And I guess this isn't a first draft, it's technically a second draft. So I'm like looking at my outline and my scene, you know, notes for myself, and I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted to add this kind of little thing, or oh, I need to make sure it's clear that this is her job, or oh, I need to make this clear. You know, I'm like adding little bits as I go. So that's been different and interesting. It's definitely making this a slower process. But while I know the second draft is just still a draft, it's not going to be perfect, I do want it to be a cleaner draft by the end of it than my first draft is. I shouldn't be having to go back or at least I don't want to have to be going back at the end of the second draft and having to like re-outline everything again. I don't want to do that. I can see getting to the end of the second draft and being like, I need to rewrite this scene, or I need to rewrite this section here, but I'm not going to be rewriting the entire thing again. You know what I mean? I feel like if that's what happens, then I failed in outlining it again, right? Or the idea is just to fail to begin with. So that's where I am. I'm going to try to get the next 500 words in the next hour or so. Again, like, I can write 500 words in an hour. That's really easy. But with this constant like going back and checking and redoing, and it's taking a lot longer. We'll see how this goes by the end. Da-da-da! Okay, it is 3:00 and I have finished scene number 1. So I'm excited. It's almost 2,800 words. Didn't think I'd get that much done today, but I did. I'm pretty happy with it. I fit in all the little details I think I needed to, and yeah, it went well. So I'm hoping as I get going with writing more of these scenes, I will get into a little better kind of a groove. It ended well. I'm happy with what I got done, but it also took a really long time. I mean, it's 3:00. I've been sitting here for like 5 hours. I did take a break for a little bit, you know, grab some food, but other than that, I've basically been sitting here for 5 hours. So hopefully as I kind of get going with some more scenes, I'll find a flow better, I guess is what I'm hoping for. I can't spend 5 hours on a weekday trying to write one scene, so we need to get a little faster. But yeah, I'm gonna try to sit down tomorrow, Monday, after work and get some work done on this. If I can't finish like a whole scene in one afternoon, that's fine, but hopefully I can get through 2,000 words a day for the next several days. We'll see how long I can keep up that 2K a day streak. That is a lot. That is a lot of words to write at the end of a work day. We'll see what I can do. But for today, I think I'm gonna be done with this. I've got some other work I need to catch up on from yesterday that I didn't get done, so I'm gonna try to do that. And then just spend some time chilling this afternoon and this evening. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button. I post videos on Tuesdays and Fridays. You can find me over on Instagram at Meredith Phillips Writes, and you can head over to my website, meredithphillips.com, to sign up for my newsletter. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye. That sun keeps moving behind the clouds and messing up my lighting situation. Come on. Oh, that's the wrong direction. Is that better? Sure. Whoa. I'm just gonna kick you over. Gosh darn it. That's what I think of your nature. Okay.